Temporary Speaker.
I call the member for Dubbo.
Thank you, Mr Temporary Speaker. Tonight I rise to talk on the Northwest Wiradjuri language and cultural nest. Gulbara, Nurumbunga, Yuandu, Troy Grant. Nadu, Banigu, Gulbara, Wiradjuri, Maingalang. Nadu, Bangu, Gulbara, Gadigu, Maingalang, Eora. Nangu, Nurumbunga, Nina. Nangira, Dulrinya, Gaida. Mr Temporary Speaker, I've just provided an acknowledgement to country in the Wiradjuri language. I said, I'm named Troy Grant. I'd like to acknowledge Wiradjuri people. I'd like to acknowledge Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, whose traditional special country we're in this Assembly meeting place being held on. Mr Temporary Speaker, the Wiradjuri Nation expands from the Blue Mountains in the east to Hay in the west, north to Nyngan and south to Albury. It has been described as the land of three rivers: the Wamble, later known as the Macquarie, the Galari, later known as the Lachlan, and the Murrumbidgee, or Wiradjuri. This has been the home of the Wiradjuri Nation for more than 40,000 years. In any culture, language forms the foundation of a community. It is how we communicate. It is how our history is shaped. Stories told, customs and knowledge passed from generation to generation, and how our communities evolve. To secure this vital language, its ties to its history and people, and recognition of the importance of language for future generations, the Minister who joins me in the Chamber for Aboriginal Affairs, the Honourable Victor Dominello, launched in Dubbo the state's first Aboriginal language and cultural nest as part of the New South Wales Government's OCA reforms. These reforms are responding specifically from the Indigenous community's wishes in determining future Indigenous policy and service delivery. The Northwest Language and Cultural Nest is aimed at fostering the language, inspiring the community to take pride in and cherish its heritage and meet this goal. Because of the wonderful work of a number of individuals over the years in preserving and nurturing this language, such as Uncle Stan Grant and locally Diane McNaboe, along with many others, can such an initiative be possible. Mr Temporary Speaker, currently 8 primary schools and 5 high schools in the Dubbo electorate teach Wiradjuri as part of the school curriculum. Charles Sturt University offer a graduate certificate in Wiradjuri language, culture and heritage called Ni Yarrumbul Gara. In the Dubbo electorate and schools introduce language to students at a young and impressionable age as a core part of the start of their learning life. Ni Yarrumbul Gara offers students across the nation a chance to learn about and to speak Wiradjuri, understand the links between language, culture and heritage, processes to rebuild Australia's Indigenous nations and work within the Wiradjuri community. The Northwest Wiradjuri Language and Cultural Nest brings an opportunity to the broader community to access this language and a chance to meet any learning gaps in existing pathways. The concept of the nest is designed to improve knowledge of and competency in local Aboriginal languages and, importantly, secure the language's future. It will help strengthen Aboriginal identity, pride and community resilience, and make a significant contribution towards lifting school attendance and retention rates among Indigenous students. Mr Deputy Speaker, I know that we are blessed to have a strong and vibrant Indigenous culture in the region, and I can only imagine that the depth of understanding and appreciation for the different languages, their history and significance will intensify as a result of this nest and the important work it will do in the years ahead. The nurturing of that interest in young Indigenous Australians will ensure that the rich culture survives and future generations stay connected to heritage and reflect on that opportunity with pride. I congratulate the Minister and thank him for his support of my Indigenous nation, our community, and thank those and pay my respects to the many individuals responsible for securing and promoting the Wiradjuri language. Mr Deputy Speaker, Gulbara Nurumbunga, Yuandu, Nadu Banigu Gulbara, Wiradjuri Maingalang, Nadu Bangu Gulbara, Gadigal Maingalang, Eora, Nangu Nurumbunga, Nina.
Is that it, Rhonda?
Nangira Durinya Gaida. Mr Deputy Speaker, Mandaringing Gua Nanagul. Thank you for listening.
Order. I call the Minister.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. This is a historic occasion, and it's the first time in this Parliament that Aboriginal language has been spoken, and it is symbolic, a very powerful symbol, that this is the oldest Parliament in Australia, and I think the community of Dubbo, but particularly the Aboriginal community, the Wiradjuri community, should be congratulated for embracing this language and culture nest, and for ensuring and preserving for the generations to come their wonderful culture and language. I particularly want to commend the member for Dubbo. He's a member that wears his heart and soul on his sleeve. He's a person that is very passionate about the Aboriginal community. Even before he came into Parliament, he did enormous work in partnership with community in relation to the iProud project. Now we've got the Ochre initiatives coming through Dubbo, but in particular the Wiradjuri Nest and the Opportunity Hubs. In conclusion, Mr Deputy Speaker, some men have the ability to change minds, but only great men have the ability to change hearts, and the member for Dubbo is a great man. Thank you.
Thank you. Could I also add my congratulations and appreciation to the member for Dubbo, and like Dubbo, Lismore had the same ceremony in Lismore for the Bundjalung people, and we were very pleased to have the Minister attend Lismore as well. On the